Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Forever Chosen, and this video is going to be a little different. This video is going to be about my procedure that I've had. It's called a laparoscopic myomectomy, and it's for women with fibroids. If this video has reached you, then obviously you're doing your research. So I wanted to prepare you for what you're going to experience, what you may or may not know about the procedure. So I just wanted to go over my procedure, my experience, and what I learned from that. So I suffered from one massive fibroid. I didn't have multiple. I just had one large one that I'll probably put a picture up to show you what it looks like. This video may get a little graphic. I'm sorry in advance, but I'm gonna keep it real because yeah, I just need to, yeah. So I had one massive fibroid, and I've been dealing with this one fibroid for like maybe close to 3 years now. And it was just very uncomfortable. It was messing up my period flow. I wanted to get rid of it, but I was afraid to be cut open. I'm not a person who likes surgery, and no one likes surgery, I'm assuming. But I was really afraid about the repercussions that come with removing a fibroid. So I started off on birth control, and supposedly that was supposed to help it shrink, but the reality is it had estrogen, so it was just increasing and growing as I was on the Xulane patch. So I got off that, and I started doing my research because, like I said, I was very uncomfortable. I started to feel my fibroid, and it started to expand. It grew 4 centimeters within a year, and mine was actually attached to my uterus. So I started looking into different procedures and different things to do in order to get the fibroid under control. So my first gynecologist I went to, she said she can do it, but she would have to cut me open like I'm having a C-section. So I was like, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not doing that. Then I went to another surgeon, and he pretty much said the same thing. He was like, I'm gonna have to cut you open. So I started to look at non-invasive procedures on what I could do in order to get the fibroid down. So another thing they have was called embolization therapy or something like that. And that's when they take this device and they shrink the fibroid for you. But mine was so massive, I really didn't see how that was going to benefit me. So I went to another gynecologist, and this time she was an African-American female, and she told me, she was like, oh, you shouldn't have to worry about it. She said, it'll probably just, shrink when you get pregnant. You shouldn't do anything about it. You shouldn't worry about it. And I'm like, everyone's telling me to get rid of this thing, and then you're telling me not to do anything about it. I should just wait until I get pregnant, which Lord knows when that will be. So I'm like, what do I do? So I ended up continuing to wait, and I did my research, and I found a gynecologist from New York, and he told me more about the different procedures that I could have. So we had the abdominal approach, which everyone was trying to sign me up for. I remember the guy, one of the gynecologists, he was like, yeah, we can have you on as early as next week. And they called me and they were like, we're going to set up your surgery appointment. I'm like, I'm not letting you guys cut me open. Like, I'm not sticking myself. I'm not going to conform myself to having a C-section just because I need to get this fibroid out. And later on in life, I wouldn't have that option of having a natural birth or a C-section. So I'm not going to conform myself to this one option, which is the abdominal approach when they open me up and take it out. So I had the abdominal approach, I had the embolization therapy, and then I had the laparoscopic myomectomy. And with the laparoscopic myomectomy, that's when they make a couple of incisions in your stomach and your lower abdomen, and they go inside with this little robotic tools, and they open up the pocket where your fibroid is, and they take the fibroid out and they remove it through your stomach. Simple, okay? So I signed up for that. I've never been put to sleep before, so I was freaking the F out the entire time leading up to my surgery. In the waiting room, before that, 2 days before, they had me drink like this pre-surgery stuff. And the day of my surgery, I wasn't allowed to eat in the morning, but I was allowed to drink different liquids. So I got to the hospital and they gave me 2 IVs, and I was waiting for the girl in front of me to finish up her surgery so I could go in. So I remember being rolled into the operation room. They told me to hop on the table, and they were like, all right, just take some heavy breaths, take some heavy deep breaths in. So I started breathing. Next thing you know, I was knocked out. I went to sleep, and I woke up. And when I woke up, I just felt crampy. Like, I didn't feel like I just had surgery. I was just like, I just felt like I had just had like a bad period. So they gave me like a hot pack to put on that area. And I was actually sent home, believe it or not. They didn't even keep me. They didn't keep me overnight because everything went well. I was sent home that day, and I saw the scars. I had I have 4 different scars on my lower abdomen where they removed the fibroid, and where my stomach is, there's a larger incision because that's where they actually took the fibroid out, and the other scars were where they used a robotic tool to slice and dice it up. So I could walk, but I was pretty much hunchback, most of the time. And they stapled my stomach back together where they made the larger incision. So me moving around and stuff like that I couldn't really do things like that. I was on my feet for about seven days, and this is now the 2nd week. My stitches and things are still healing, but I don't have any pain. And I just wanted to recommend the laparoscopic myomectomy because the pain is extremely minimal. After those first couple of days, obviously you're gonna feel some pain because of where they, made the incisions, and you're gonna be bleeding a lot as well, obviously. But other than that, you're fine. You're 100% fine. So I definitely recommend the laparoscopic myomectomy. I'm still healing. This is my 2nd week. But I haven't had any bleeding. I haven't had any pain. My pain is like maybe a 1, and that's only because of my scars. Because they're starting to get a little bit itchy. But I'm thankful that I did not let those doctors cut me open, because I would have been down for another 2 weeks if I had let them do the abdominal approach, which was cutting me open directly. So I'm happy that I waited and I got the laparoscopic myomectomy procedure. So if you're in debates, if you have fibroids and you're unsure about what procedure you need to take, I would just recommend going with the laparoscopic myomectomy because it's fast, it's quick, the pain is very minimal, and it's non-invasive. So you're able to get back up on your feet within the next couple of days. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'm not sure if I was able to cover everything, but if you do have any questions regarding the laparoscopic myomectomy, let me know. Leave a comment. And if you have the procedure coming up, don't worry. Don't be freaking out like I did. Everything is going to go fine. It's super easy. You won't feel a thing when you're sleeping. You'll just be a little bit uncomfortable when you wake up. So best of luck to you, my dear, on your surgery. And thanks again for watching. Take care.